Alright guys, let me know if this looks a little bit better. I'll switch it up so you can see me, and then we'll get started tearing this sucker down. Sorry it's a little bit late. I just had some stuff to do today and I wasn't able to test this thing properly. Alright, let me know how this is. Let me know if my my mouth matches up with the audio and you can hear me all good and everything. So I had to make some adjustments to the stream. What's up, Jeff? How are you? Good to see you up in here. Right. All right, here we go. So, Jeff, how am I looking here? The audio matching my mouth and all that and all that stuff. Make sure we're all good. Cool, thank you. Thanks for letting me know that. All right, right on, True Dead Man. Yeah, let me know. Let me know how bad it gets or whatever. So like I said, I made some adjustments, so hopefully it'll be okay if I don't do anything crazy with this thing. So I'm gonna put the camera down on so it's looking at the engine, and then you let me know how it looks as far as make sure you can see everything. All right, is that too far away or does that look okay? Can you guys kind of see everything that's going to be going on right here? I can scoot it closer if we need to. All right, thank you, True Dead Man. All right, so here we go. So we got our 5.3, our Vortec 5.3 that I got. For the sake of this video, I went ahead and just kind of set the head back on. I put, the lift, like some of the lifters up in here, push rod and stuff like that. So then actually I can just kind of show this part right here. I can also, I'll set the intake up on there. So it actually looks like we're starting with something that we should be starting with. So basically this is how I got it right here. If you're getting ready to take this sucker off, there's just, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 10 bolts all together that hold it to the head. So there are these guys here. You can see them. So they're already loose and done. So we'll put this out of the way. Nothing you really got to do there. Normally, if we were doing this with an engine that hadn't been pulled out already, you'd have this valley cover on here, and it sits kind of just, it's got seals in it down here, and the NOx sensors go here. So there's one back here and one up here. They've already been, I didn't even get them with this engine, so we're good to go. But normally they would be down there, and I think the size on them, I think they're like it's like a 17 millimeter or something like that to get them out. So how you guys doing today? You guys just been hanging out? What's been going on? All right, so normally the valve cover here, it'll have 4 bolts going down up in there. They are like an 8 millimeter head. These have already been taken out, so we don't really have to sweat that. So we'll pull that off there. Set it down, and then we're basically at the point to where you would start, taking the rockers off and all that stuff to make it happen. So we'll go ahead and do that on this side. We'll take the rockers off. They've already taken the heads off without the rockers and everything, but I did put a push rod in there so you could see it. So what's happening, guys? How am I coming through clear? You guys can see it all good? So these are hold on, let me shut the garage. All of the All of the rocker arms are secured. They're sitting on top of like a, I guess they call it like a rocker arm girdle or tray or whatever they call it. All the bolts are just 8mm head bolts. Get these suckers out of here. Take these suckers off of here. I usually like to just keep them in the valve cover that they came out of. What we got going on in here? Okay, right on. Thanks, True Dead Man. What's up, guys? What's up, Jeff? True Dead Man. Luis Chavez. What's happening, brother? Who else we got up in here? Dylan. What's up, Dylan? All right, so up underneath the rockers, you got this guy right here, and it just kind of hangs on. It's got a couple little, you can see it there. There's little deals that kind of just keep it in place. So take that down there. And then behind the rocker arm, we got push rod here. I'll show that to you. So just a stock push rod. And then once you're here, I mean basically the next thing would just be to take the head off. So you have 5 bolts up top. They are a 10mm head, and they hold the top. You got 5 15mm head bolts that go inside, and then you got 5 of them that run along down here. And I've just put one in just for demonstration purposes. So we'll get this sucker out. And if you guys have any questions along the way, just put them in the chat, because I can read it from where I'm at, so it shouldn't be an issue. And then head comes off, so this is just your Cathedral Port LS head. It's a truck head. This one is an 862. So if you don't know the stamps right here, so when everybody refers to like a, whatever number they're referring to the heads, like what's the popular one, 143 or whatever, but anyways, it's just stamped right there on the head. So that is that. Now this one here was the driver head, so it's got the coolant sensor in it, but I'm just going to leave that here for now. No need to really take it out. Alright, so I'm going to pull this other head off too real quick, so give me just a quick second. And then just to show you, you guys probably know, but maybe you don't, but on this head, on the passenger side in the back, it's just got a plug in it. Alright, so now we're pretty much down to the block. I'm going to slide this closer and turn it so that you can see what we got going on here. So right here we've got the lifter, I guess, I don't know what they call them, lifter trays, whatever, but this is like the lifter tray guide, whatnot, and it's actually like slotted to keep the lifter from turning while it's going up and down. And so let's just take it off. I'll just show you. So just one little tiny 10 millimeter head bolt. This one here, be careful when you're tightening it going back in, because you can strip these pretty easy. They're just tiny little guys. And especially on like the aluminum block, like this is just a, you know, iron block, so it ain't too bad. But let's show you here what we got. So there it is, one of the lifters, and you can see the lifter has got like a flat spot on both sides, and it just kind of sits in this tray, and then that way it rolls on the cam there. So I'll pull the rest of these out, show you. So when you're doing the cam, and you've seen people, I don't know if you watch my videos or seen other people, they'll put like the rod in there to hold the lifters up, and basically what happens is when you turn the cam, it shoves these up in here. Now people have done it without sliding the rod up through the front of the engine, but these can fall down and get into your oil pan if you don't use the rods. So just wanted to give you some info on that. Thank you, True Dead Man Guides. And there is a lifter, hydraulic, so it pumps when the push rod pushes it. There is movement right there. So that's what the push rod sits on. Where to put my push rod at? Throw it down here. So the push rod just kind of sits just like that on it, just kind of goes down, and then this rides on the cam and moves her up and down. We'll get this out of the way here. So any questions on any of this stuff, you guys just let me know. What's up, Jeff? What you got going on? What are we talking about up in here? All right, so we can start. We might as well pull the cam and stuff like that while we're in here, since we're here. So I already came out here and busted the big nut loose on the balancer pulley, and it uses a 20 millimeter, this guy right here. So I busted it loose. What I typically do, I got the 3-arm pulley puller on it. I'll usually back out the factory bolt a little bit and then start pulling it back, and then sometimes I have to keep backing out the factory bolt until it will come off. I do have a longer bolt that I use for installing it. It's non-shoulder. Sometimes I'll put that in there, and then it makes the process a little easier. But for the sake of this, we'll just keep going. So any of you guys had to go to work today? What'd Steve say? Is that the same engine that was in the white truck? No, this engine I actually, if you missed my video last week, this engine actually came out of one of my buddy's friends. So I got it off of my buddy. So he was looking to kind of build it for a project. And then I wanted to do this like engine teardown and build series. So I went ahead and picked it up off of him. And then when I'm standing over here by the engine, you guys still picking up good sound? I'll just show you. This is what this puller looks like here. I'll back this nut out a little bit. I try to keep a few threads on it just so all the pressure of it coming out doesn't, damage any of the threads. But it's pretty well loose now. These things are kind of a pain to get in and out of here sometimes. So bear with me. It's all funky. Probably pretty well ready to come out now. I tried to get this most of the way just so you guys wouldn't see me wrangling with it. These things are a pain when you're doing it in the car, like on an automatic car. They can be like hell to try to get out, like if you're doing an oil pump or something. It's a pain in the butt. But usually with an impact though, it makes it a lot easier. We can get this sucker out here, let's see. Yeah, this, okay, thanks Steven for letting me know. And it's actually not a bad engine, I don't think. I mean, I haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe that there's something else going on. So we're gonna have to go a different route here. Let's stick something down in there. We can get it past. So bear with me here. Not quite as smooth as just being able to edit all this stuff out, but we're getting close here. You guys ever done this before? You'll know that it's a freaking pain. This sucker started sometimes. Have much luck with this sucker. Get something else up in there. Alright, let me get something else up in here so that we can get this thing out of here. Stand by for one moment. So what's going on with you guys today? You guys all have a good one, hang out with the family, all that kind of good stuff? Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties here, but this thing is like, it's ready to come off. I just gotta get something else up in there. maybe see what we can put there. So stand by, I'll be right back. Slow Saturday, right on. Well, hey, you know, better a slow Saturday, having to do a bunch of stuff. Headed to the grind for 12, right on. Zane, how you working the night shift on, buddy? So hey, when's that race supposed to go down with Finnegan? Is that thing supposed to happen today, or when are they doing that sucker? I know I tried to watch yesterday. I was watching on Twitch for a little while, but it went off, and then I was watching Finnegan's stream, and it frickin' went off like right before they were gonna run the race, so I kind of missed it. These guys just seem to have like nothing but problems with their cars. Got it, finally. Goodness gracious. So, you ain't seen one. Here you go. What's up? What's up, Badass 93 Stain? Good to see you up in here. So there's our balancer pulley, the truck one. Set that aside here. I'm wrestling with that thing today, man. Crazy. Let's see, what else we got going on here? Alright, so now that we're here, we can go ahead and take off our front cover and get the cam out and stuff, and then once we're done there, we'll take these sensors out of here, flip it over, and I guess, you know, if you guys are cool with it, we'll just we can start tearing down the bottom end too. I just feel you guys out. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, you know, a lot of you guys probably tear into these suckers, but if you have questions, definitely let me know. So anyways, let's pop this sucker off. And these are just 10mm guys. And extension. Dunk on these things. Nothing like getting out in the garage on a Saturday, tearing down an engine, hanging out a little bit. Gotta do all this stuff while the kids are napping, you know? Will she pop off? Let's see. Just persuade her a little bit. There we go. Front cover off. On the side. So right here, hope you guys can see this okay. Maybe I'll just a little bit closer. you guys can see a little bit better. But anyhow, so we got the oil pump and cam gear, cam bolts, and timing chain there. So let's pop this stuff off and we'll go from there. So, cam gear. So you'll notice on this cam gear there's no like special dimples or indentations, so that means that, you know, it gets the signal from the back like these Gen 3s, so no worries there. And now we've got the cam, I guess you'd call it like the cam retainer plate, so we'll pop that off. And we've already got all the lifters and everything out, so it should just slide out. Typically when I'm pulling these, like in a car or whatever, you know, you'll just use like some water pump bolts for it so that you can like get a good grip on it. So let's see if I got some down here in my LS freaking bolt collection here. I don't know, these ones are long enough, so it'll be all right. What's up, Timothy? How are you? So that's how that thing looks. It does have a little seal on it right there, and I'm not exactly sure. I think this seal does help with the positive crankcase ventilation system, so I think you do have to kind of make sure that this seal is okay. But if True Deadman's still up in here, maybe he'll tell me otherwise, or one of you guys. But I've never really seen them be too bad, and I've reused them a lot without any issue. Yeah, baby. Just be kind of gentle. Turn it as it comes out. And let's take a look at this cam. What's up, Terry? Good to see you. So here's the cam. So let's take a look at it. And to be honest with you, let's see. I'm really not seeing so far. Not seeing anything that would like give me concern. You know, like I mean, like you could probably with this cam here, like the journals look good. I mean, just like a little bit of wear. Let me get a rag and wipe it off. Wipe my hands off here. Sorry about that. Alright, here we go. So let's take a peek. It's kind of cleaned off. Yeah. It's so, you know, it just looks like somebody just took care of it and changed the oil and stuff like that. I don't see anything crazy. And what I typically look at, you know, like look at the journals, but especially like the lobes, and they just have just some standard wear on them. Nothing crazy. We'll set that there. And another thing to look at, so like if you were, let's say you didn't want to do the whole rebuild process, you were just freshening it up, maybe throwing some head gaskets on it and stuff, one of the things that I would do would be to pull the cam, look at the cam, make sure it doesn't look trashed. And so typically, if you got stuff going on in the bottom end, like you're going to, you know, you might see that on the cam, unless you had like some kind of catastrophic failure. But yeah, and then also the lifters. So if you were just going to like freshen her up, I would just pull the lifters and take a look, and you can see like that one looks perfect. You can see a little bit on this lifter, like you can't even feel it with your finger, but you can see that it's got like a couple little lines on it. But to be honest with you, I'd reuse these lifters no problem. Nothing feels Nothing feels crazy with them. So yeah, baby. So looking pretty good so far. Yeah. Let's see. What do you got going on here? Yeah, so Terry, what's up? How did yours look? Was it all busted up or what? Terry says, I always replace the lifters when the heads are off. I mean, you already came that far, but usually I don't even pull heads. Yeah, so you don't have to go that far. Like you could, if you just wanted to like not pull the heads and you could just look at the cam and see on it. You know, like you could see here, like this one here. You can see there's a little bit of wear going on and like these, but like you could totally just throw it back together and reuse this. So if you didn't want to pull the heads of the lifters, you could definitely do that. So now that we're here, we next up is we'll pull these sensors out of here. I'll show those to you, and then we will go from there. So I need to go get my socket for this guy. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I thought it was already out. So this is an actual socket for those, and it is a 1 1/16, and this is for our sensor back here. And then that's our oil pressure sender. So this one's shorter on the cars. They have a big long one, so that's why you need the long deal. And then the cam sensor, we'll get that sucker out real quick. So it's got a rubber gasket around it, so that's cam sensor. It's got a little 10mm bolt in it. Basically this whole engine, like every single bolt on here, like if you can use almost every single bolt, all those 10mm bolts for like everything other than like the water pump and stuff like that. They're all like virtually the same. So like even if you were like to pick up a junk one of these for free, just like take it all apart and keep the bolts, because going to come in handy later down the road. Let's see, what is Terry Yost saying here? I'll replace the lifters in my GTO this time around. Let's see, because I cannot swap it, then put stock cam back in it at this time around. I'll put turbo cam in it, so I'll replace the lifter trays and head gasket. Yeah, so I've heard that these lifter trays can wear out and like, you know, the stuff can move around. I've never really had that issue with it. But so I know that like you can get like the LS7 lifters, which compared to the like LS1 or like these Gen 3 truck lifters, that like they look exactly the same. So there's really no, you know, no difference. And I think they're only like somewhere around 100 and, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're like about 120, 150 bucks. So anyways, all right, we're good to go. Now the one thing I don't know is if they drain the oil, so I'm gonna pull the the oil plug and just see if it looks like stuff's going to come out, and if it does, we'll drain it and then we'll flip it over. As Terry say, on my 5.3, the gasket was just gone basically, but I just got the 5.3 all back together, replaced the oil pump, timing chain lifter trays, head studs, LS9 gasket, the big cam, and I'm putting the GT45 on it. Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, 100 and 130 for LS7 lifter, so if you're this far and you want to, you can just replace them. I've used, I used in the K10, that engine in there, I used lifters and everything came out okay. So let me pull this plug, and we'll see what we got going on in here. Hopefully, no surprises. Well, we we got a surprise, so let's let this oil out. All my oil pans are full, so I got to use a freaking trash can. Oh, it's like crude too. Nice and black. So we'll just let this chill and drain for a few. Get as much out as we can. It don't seem like a lot in here, but so anyways, I guess I could get up on the bench here, talk to you guys for a minute while this is going down, see what you guys got going on. How was the cam? Oh, here's the cam. Randall Wyatt, what's up, brother? Good to see you up in here. Here's a cam, sure did, man. It actually looked really good. So it just, normal wear. Normal wear. The, another thing to look at when you're getting one of these, like I said, pulling out the cam tells you a lot, because when you look at these cam bearings, and these ones, they don't look bad. But I'm going to take you up off of the bench for 2 seconds and see if you can see them here. But there's the cam bearing. And then over here you see how it's got, like, let's see if I can put that up a little. See how it's got some wear on it right there? You can start to see like that copperish looking color. So as far as me, if this was in a car and you were just going to run it, I mean, you could probably run it. I am going to have new cam bearings put in it. So basically what I do is when I'm doing an engine, I just tear it down. I take the, usually just take like the block to the machine shop, and make sure you take like your caps. If they're doing any boring, make sure you take all your stuff for the bottom end. But I usually just take it, have them clean it, have them put cam bearings in it, and then I just do the rest, because the cam bearings are kind of a pain, and figured I might as well just let the professionals handle that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Terry, those LS7 ones are just fine. And I actually think if you try to buy stuff for the older engines, it actually kind of costs more, so that's kind of crazy. What did Terry O say? Those are nice cam bearings. Yeah, I mean, they really don't look that bad. And since I'm probably, I don't know, I'll see. I'll look at the rest of them while I'm up in here and see. I mean, you could probably run them. I've actually seen to where like these are all like the whole thing is like that copper color. And I mean, as long as you're running good oil, you'll probably be all right. Oh no, my bucket moved. Got them in my hands. All right, I'll throw a towel down. Hold on here. I want to let as much drain out as I can. That way when we flip it over, we don't have a mess. All right, let's see here. So basically to take the oil pump off, like we could probably take the oil pump off now, but it is a pain to get to that lower bolt, so we'll wait till we flip it over and do that. And I guess, well, I got a little oil draining. I guess it'd come up here, see what's going on here. So what's up, guys? Good to see you up in here. I'm glad you joined me today, tearing this sucker down. I figured we gotta let some oil drain, just a little bit more, and then we'll start tearing into that oil pan. But it's good to see you guys. Glad you're joining me. And so what else you guys got going on today? You guys got anything special planned for tomorrow? I think I'm gonna go do a little rock crawling tomorrow. That sounds kind of like fun. I wasn't able to get out last week. Let's see here. No, I didn't see the results from Finnegan's. What happened? Did they go? I think I saw like Finnegan's post on Instagram, and I know they were showing the car, but I didn't see that they actually raced or anything. So how'd it go down? I imagine Finnegan, if it did go down, Finnegan I'm sure probably won. Don't leave me hanging, true dead man. What happened? He wanted Chase's nice. Probably about what I expected. Now, so on Chase's car, did they ever get that original LS back up in there? Their race LS? Because I know that they had to take it out. There was something going on with the bottom, and it sounded like a spun bearing to me, but I'm not exactly sure. What's Terry? Mr. Chevy Truck 666. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. We're tearing down this LS engine here, but there was a little bit of oil left in the oil pan, so I'm just kind of letting it drain out a little bit, and then we're going to flip it over and start tearing down the bottom end. As long as you guys are willing, we might as well tear down as much as we can. Maybe we'll even get one. We'll just take the whole, just tear it down completely. Can't talk right now. Terry got going to put the SF465 up in tomorrow, so I can get the fuel tank in and everything set up to fire it up and make sure the O-ring isn't pinched or anything. Right on. Right on. Yeah, that live chat color ain't looking so good there. I better change that up. Let's see. What's True Dead Man saying? They stuffed it in last night. Yeah. Hey, what did he end up running? It says I know that he was like super low 9s. Randall Wyatt, what are we talking about? The truck that's sitting behind me? Sorry that this live chat isn't popping up here. Maybe I can make a change to it and see. Maybe I hope I don't want to lag it all up or anything. Let's see here. Let's see if I can make a change to it. Oh, 12s, huh? Dang. That's a far cry from frickin' 9s. Alright, let's flip this sucker back over and we'll go from there. Get you guys back down here. Yeah, I guess I gotta fix my little chat box I got going on there. I've been working on this new streaming software. Right on, Zane. Yeah, well, so we'll just continue tearing it down right now, and we'll go from there. I'm trying to get this to where it's not gonna lag up. Okay, there we go. And alright, so here we go. We're going to flip this sucker over and get started. Sorry for the time delay here. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with this thing. So here we go. Yeah, so we'll get this all apart, and then, you know, I don't know, I'll inspect those cam bearings. If they don't look that bad, maybe we'll just put it together so we don't have to wait a long time in between taking it to the machine. Like, I got a really good machine shop that I use, but they are frickin' super frickin' slow. Let's see here. Make sure everything's okay here. Alright, so are you guys see the engine okay? Is it, let's see, I want to make sure what screen this is back on. Give me one moment here. And make sure we're not, there we go. Yeah, I think we're good now. Alright. Let's flip it over and let's do this thing. Just what I needed. A bunch of Dex Cool on my floor. That's nice. Grab it. What did I expect, right? All right, guys, everything coming through. No lag. Things still looking okay. Right on, good camera angle. What's up, Timothy? Do a live. You know what? I'm thinking about, as far as these live videos go, I'm going to try to do like one a week. And I'm going to add another webcam, and so that I can kind of like be on the bench talking, and then I can switch over to like working on the truck and do some stuff like that. So I might try to do that. Maybe just some more like talking head, kind of just hangout videos. I've really been enjoying that. So I hope you guys dig them. Anyways, I'm going to have a mess on my hands either way, so let's just get going here. Get busy. Get something to get that filter off. One sec, guys. I got to grab something to get this oil filter off. Filter off. Too much of a mess. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I know. I have a I have one of those big like drain pans, and but it's over on the bench with a bunch of stuff on it. So anyway, I'll just throw some kitty litter down when I'm done. Some oil absorb. So all these bolts that come out of the oil pan, they're all the same except for the back ones. They're long like this, so just gotta be careful with them, especially going back in. I miss anything? I think so. And it might. Oh, there we go. So, oil pan. There you go. I do still have the 84K10. It's actually like right over there. Yeah, you can't see it in the frame, but it's right over there. So next we'll get this pickup tube up off of here. I need to pull this flex plate as well, but we don't have to really sweat that right now. So we'll just start taking all this stuff off. These guys are, there's a 10 millimeter here, and then you got these for the windage tray. There's just 13 millimeter nuts that screw down to the like the main cap bolts. So we'll pop that stuff off. There's your pickup tube. There's the dreaded O-ring that everybody has problems with. Anyways, but there it is. Set the sucker aside. The rest of these off. Get this windage tray out of here. There we go. Window tray. Alright, let me read a couple comments here. What's Terry Yo got going on? Oh, would you leave and come back? Alright, Zane, take it easy, brother. Catch you on the next one. Alright, now we can go ahead and pull the oil pump off. Oh, wrong bolt. And there's the oil pump. It's leaking all over the floor, but it's like cogged on the inside, so that's what turns it, is this, the part of this gear that goes up on the crank there. So we can pull that off or just leave it alone. I'd probably just leave it alone. I just turned that 3-arm puller into like a 2-arm and usually just pull them right off. So anyways, that is that. So we'll, I ain't gonna be using that, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of the chain. And what do you guys? You guys feel like pulling the crank out now while we're here? Might as well, right? All right, let's do it. So we'll take all the pistons out. We'll have a look at them as they come out. I'm gonna go ahead and mark them so that I know where they came from, or maybe just kind of like set them down in order, something like that. Yeah, no, this motor looks actually really good. All right, cool. Yeah, let's do it, True Dead Man. And let me get the crank bolt so we have something to turn it with. Right, get a little closer there. So I guess we'll just start with the front, and then we'll just move our way to the back. So there we go. Now, if you look at the, hopefully you can, let me just bring it in and show you. So if you look at the crank, or the piston rods, but you can see how they're on the crank right here. So these are the caps. You see how on the stock they all face forward. This flat part faces forward. And whenever I have him do my engines, like he always, when I had him press on some pistons for me, he always makes them to where like they face each other, and I never had any issue. But for just the sake of a stock rebuild, these all face forward. So just so you know. But if you mark the pistons and stuff, you shouldn't have too much issue with it. But anyways, I'll let you know. So all right, let's start taking this sucker apart. I think these are 11 millimeters. They are. Figured that might happen. Get these suckers out of here. Now you want to also make sure that you keep the caps with the caps with the rods, just let you know, but they're broken, right? So they take these they're like a solid piece, I guess, and then they break them. So each cap goes with its own, because you can see it's all jagged and it's broken to fit perfectly on, the rod that it came off with. So that's that. Look at that bearing. The bearing looks good. That bearing looks real good. Actually, here, let's wipe it up. Yeah, just looks pretty good to me. I don't really see any issues with it. So let's pop this sucker out of here. So usually what I like doing is when I'm pressing these suckers out, I just kind of keep my fingers at the edge of them as I'm pushing, and then make sure my hand's down here to catch it as it comes out. And then there's our piston, and you can see the rings there, and a little bit of wear on the sides, but to be honest, like, really not that bad. These ones, I think these pistons, I think they came with some kind of like coating on them down here, but they really don't look that bad. I'm definitely going to reuse them. And then we'll make sure to keep our cap with it so that we don't have any problems. And so what number was this one? This was number 1, right? And you can tell also because you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyways, I guess these aren't marked, but these are marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you take them off, they all go in the right spot. But anyway, so this is number 1. So I usually like to take something and scribe on it, like something like this. Just put like a number 1, or put scratch the number somewhere down here, but I'll just put it on the top of the piston for now. We'll just set her aside. All right, let's get the next one out. Yeah, looks good. Bearings came out of it, and damn, it looks real good actually. This would be about the time I do fast motion, but let's just pop these suckers off real quick. We'll just, so we can get this crank out, take a look at it. I'm assuming, just judging by what we see so far, that we're not really going to see anything spectacular. How do the rings look? Free floating. Yeah, so these are, no, these are, let's see. Yeah, I think these are pressed. Yeah, these are pressed, guys. But it looks alright. Yeah, they're pressed on. If these were like a floating, like what he's talking about, they'd have like a little, I think they have like little O-ring, or a little like snap rings on the side of them, don't they? So, and then right here we'll mark on this one what it is, if I can. Let's put like a 2 on it. Alright, let's move it around. We'll get going on the rest of them. If I can find my ratchet here. I'll probably just turn it by this sucker right here now. If I can. See, you set something down and then you can't find it. You guys ever do that? Probably. I just had that freaking socket. What did I do with it? What did I do with my socket? Set it down. Oh, there it is. Swear. Set something down, you can never find it. Better than the Super Bowl. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. Okay, so let's see. No, I meant do the rings move, not the... Okay, yeah. So here's number 1 piston, True Dead Man. And those move, the oil rings move. Everything, I don't know. Seems pretty good. I mean, I'm going to replace them, obviously, but yeah, everything looks okay. All right, let's keep going here. Bust these suckers out. Just gonna loosen them all up real quick. Out of there. Yeah, they look good, buddy. All right, take it easy, Terry. See you next time. All right. Let us get the rest of these out here. Where did my driver go that I just had? I heard it. Right. And we got 3 coming out. Good. The bearing looks really good, actually. All right. A little mark on it. Next one. Looks good too. How was you guys' week? You guys have a good one? It was a little bit, I don't know. It's kind of a super busy week for me. I didn't really get a chance to get out here much. Worked on the video, got that up. I was pretty happy with it. I didn't get all the way done with doing the brake systems on this, or the whole brake thing, so I kind of pretty much stopped where I stopped in the video last time. So I really want to get back out here and get the brakes finished and get the engine harness in. So I'm going to get going on that too, probably this week. So probably end up on Friday. We'll just do a live video, or maybe on Saturday morning. I don't know. How do you guys feel about doing it maybe on the weekend? I'm trying to, like, I'm pretty religious about getting a Friday video out. When you're taking these out, you just don't want to, you just don't really want to hit the crank. good too. No issues. Looks good too. No issues. Crank's looking good on all this stuff. This was number 6. Put a mark on it, set it aside. That one looks good too. I'm gonna mess on my garage floor, but it'll be all right. 1, 3, 7. Right, this last one up out here, we'll be good to go. Bang. And these rods, the number on them, they're a 143 rod, so it's like the exact same rod that they put in an LS1. All the same. Right. Looking good. Let's, what do you say we take this crank out, take a look at it, and then we'll get going. These ones here are just 15 millimeter, guys. If I recall correctly. 16, 15. Oh yeah, the inside ones are. The inside ones, are they 13s? They are 13s. Been a minute since I took one of these apart. Alright, so there's these bolts. There is also the little 10 millimeter guys on the side, so we'll go ahead and bust those suckers out real quick. So this little impact sure makes things handy, that's for sure. We're doing that one of them all by hand, it sucked. So these bolts are reusable, so don't go throwing these suckers away. Get this sucker out of here. Things are kind of a pain. You just got to kind of wiggle them out a little bit. Okay. So that's what the main cap looks like. So it's got two bolts on each side, and then it's got the 4 down through the middle. And look at those bearings. I mean, it looks like a tiny little piece of something went through there, but they look freaking awesome. So get these muggers out of here. There's that one. And then the middle cap has the thrust bearing in it. So there's that. That's what that sucker looks like. That kind of keeps it from moving forward or backwards, I guess. But anyway, that's that. That one looking good. Yeah, this engine actually looks really, really good. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to this back one. We may have to. Yeah, we're going to take this cover off. So, dang, can I get to it? I think I can get to it. Stand by. Let me freaking get to these suckers real quick so we can take that back cover off, which I probably should have done before. But we're making pretty good time on this. What brand driver is? Oh, it's just a Porter cable, little Porter cable guy. And I don't know. It's actually it came with a kit with a drill, and the sucker works awesome. It's just a little guy I got at Lowe's, but it's just like has this kind of fitting in it. You know, it just takes like that stuff. So it's not even like a 3/8 or anything, but it works well. It don't have a lot of power, but it speeds things up a lot. Alright, let's see if I can get in here. These should be 15ers, if I recall. Hopefully not holding you up too much taking this stuff off, but you got to do it to get to the crank, and I should have probably done it before, but it's always a pain to get to, and I guess I wasn't like thinking it through. But anyways, let's see what we got. Man, it's like kind of a nice day here. It's been like frickin' maybe like 35s to 40s, so it's been like super cold. So hopefully it's warming up where you guys are at. Alright, I guess we will have to get it with some kind of a wrench. So that's gonna suck. Alright, hold on, hang tight. See if I can find a wrench real quick and we can knock this sucker out. Man, I wish we could like jam some music in the background or something, but it's freaking. I think I can do that on the YouTube. So they get mad at me. Let's put this sucker up here. Minus 30 in Canada? Dang, bro. That's cold. That's cold. Negative 15. Dang, like I actually went outside like this with like my shorts on today. We went and ate some Panda Express with some of the other family. And it was, I can't believe it because it's been like so cold here. Well, cold for Vegas, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's all good. I'm glad you guys are rolling with me on this sucker. So. Here, might as well just tear it down and hang out a little bit. Hopefully I can get my, hopefully, how's that stream coming in? Is it seem like laggy or everything seems to be pretty smooth with it the whole way? These things ain't very long, they shouldn't be too bad. Stream's fine, right on. Yeah, so I got this new, well, this stream software, and I really only had a chance to kind of set it up last night and like kind of add some graphics to it and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to make it a lot better, but it seems to be going pretty smooth. A couple more of these suckers left, and then we'll get after moving this back cover. It's always a pain moving these back covers on the engine stand. Like in retrospect, I should have probably taken it off sooner, but I actually just like slid it out of the back of this truck and like put the like engine mount part of the engine stand on it, and just like slid it out of the back of the truck. So I didn't really have it in the air on a chain. So you guys been keeping up with the Goldie build? How you guys think that sucker's coming along? Anything else you want to see on that thing? I just really want to see it drive. I'm hoping to get those headers to that guy and get the transmission so that I can get it going. I want to try to get to LS Fest this year. I wasn't able to last year. So that is the goal. Coming along. Guess I should have, done this before, but that's what happens when you're doing this stuff. You just, sometimes you forget things and whatever. Go the wrong way. Hey, so on the transmission, I found somebody that has an 80. I was gonna try to save up and buy a new 80, but one of the subscribers that was up in the live stream said he had an 80 that he got from the wrecking yard, and wants to trade for some headers that I got on the K10. And I'm like, well, even if the transmission ain't no good, it's probably still worth it for the core, since I don't even have one right now. So, because I think the cores will go for like, they're pretty pricey. So I think the trade for the headers, I mean, even though I had to do a little work on them and I welded the flanges on them, it's still a good trade for me. So I'm all for it. That sucks when you gotta bust out the frickin' wrench. It takes forever. And we tore this thing down in like record time. I think it's taking me longer to take this flex plate off than it did to tear down the whole frickin' engine. One more bolt. Let me take this back cover off and we'll be good to go. So how many of you guys in here still have taken down one of these engines and done a rebuild on them? Curious. All right, let's see if we can. There we go. All right, let me get these suckers out of here. And resort to the wrench for these suckers. These last few. Dylan's done 3. True Dead Man, I've done it. Take a bunch apart. Yeah, you will probably like work on these suckers. You're probably just like so tired of like seeing these engines. You're just like, give me something else to work on. And then first time coming up this summer, right on. Dude, you know, and to be honest with these engines here, is that they're like, I find them like super easy to work on. You know, even easier than a small block, really. They're just easy for me. Everything just really like bolts together and goes where it goes, and that's really it. And they frickin' run way better than a frickin' small block. So you can't even beat it. And now for the price, what I think I paid like $400 for this or something. It was like, for the price, you can't complain at all. I'm really like excited to run that engine that's in Goldie right now, that iron LS1, because I like had it balanced and everything. He like balanced all the pistons and everything. So I assembled it, but I still like, I've never actually had it running. And I think I finally finished, like, I think I got the lower end together in like 14, and then maybe later than, but it was somewhere around 14, and then ended up finishing the top end later on. But it's just, I'm ready to fire it up and see how it works. I hate doing cams at work because I always have to do lifters, which sucks when they're, oh yeah, that sucks. That ain't no fun. Gotta frickin' turn into a contortionist with some of these cars. All right, 2 more bolts left. Let's see if we can get them out without too much issue. hands in there. Get to that bolt. There we go. There we go. There we go. He's coming. Dude, this one's being a pain, but almost there. One more. We can take this out and should be just about good. So it's funny, like in that brake video I did on this thing, like you don't see like like how many times like I double flared a freaking brake line without putting the fitting on, and then I had to like cut it off again. Such a pain. But it's like inevitable. Like always forget one here or there. Let's see, Drew Deadmans, especially when they're, oh yeah, my heavy line guys at work, they're always complaining that they hate motorhomes, really, and they hate vans. Alright, there's the back cover, which I should have taken off first, so you have to see that long drawn-out process of me fighting it back there. But that's it. There's the rear main seal. It's just a pressed-in guy. Yeah. And now we can take this rear cap out. This one's kind of a pain. She did not want to come out of there. I pry it up with this. I pry it up with there. That's my breaker bar ant. Bang. That one looks good too. So man, I gotta tell you, you guys watch this whole thing. This baby looks good. This baby looks real good. Well, there she is. Cranks out. Bring it over to the camera. Oh, heavy mofo. But yeah, look at that, guys. Beautiful looking crank. I mean, we don't even, usually I'll take a crank in if it looks bad and have it polished or something, but this one here, like, it really looks so good. We ain't gonna have to do nothing with it. So hell yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy about that. So anyways, let me get up on the chair here. We'll hang out for a few minutes before I gotta get going, you know what I mean? But I definitely appreciate you guys rolling with me today, and we'll get better at this live streaming thing, I promise. So I'd like to get it to where like the live chat is always scrolling, because you can usually go back and see it on your phone when you go back through, but I know me, like I connect to my TV a lot and watch, and so like I like to be able to see the chat on there. Luke Fields. So the Luke Fields is up in here. He's the one that sold me this engine. I'm not sure if he watched the whole way or not, but yeah, dude, everything in there like looks super good, man. Like all the bearings and everything look good. And if you didn't see the bearings and the cam and everything, it all looks like super good. Like this feed today, yeah, right on, man. We're gonna do a lot more. I want to do a lot more live streaming.
A lot more cool stuff anyways. There you go, Luke. There's that bearing for you. Everything looks super clean. I'm probably not even going to take it over to Rick, have him do anything to it. Like the cam bearings, like everything looks good. I'll just get new bearings for everything. We'll put it back together and frickin' throw some boost at it and see if we can, what we can do with it. You know what I mean? All right, guys. So do you guys have any questions on this teardown as far as where we're going with it? Like I said, I think I'm just gonna get some parts together, and we'll just, you know, I'll clean up some stuff and we'll just put it back together. And just so I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll hit the cylinders with like a I think I used like a 320 stone on the cylinders, just to put the oil in there, hone it out, and we should be good. We'll put the new rings in, and it'll give those a chance to seat really good, and then we'll gap them. So I'll do a little bit more research as far as doing a turbo builds, but if you guys have any information on, you know, as far as ring gaps, I think I was reading on the 5.3s, I think it's something like 20, you know, on the gap. But I'm gonna have to like do some research and figure it out, because I know that there's a fine line between like, you know, too much maybe blow by and then just like enough. So I'll do some research on that. And then as far as cam, I don't know what cam I'm gonna go with. Probably have to do a little bit more research on that as well. But if you have a cam in mind, definitely let me know. What does Luke say? Damn, I missed. What did he say? I missed what? I don't know. Replied to me, wife calling or something. I don't know. But anyways. But I appreciate you guys rolling with me. I appreciate you guys checking everything out on this build, and yeah, so it was pretty fun. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make these better, so I'm gonna keep doing more of them, and as we do more, we'll get better. So you guys take it easy. Have a good night. Dave out.